Last session, the avant-garde spent their time enjoying a nice party held at Castle Veracun in the center capital of the Grimolian Kingdom, the city of Ringdent. There they met with many powerful individuals, many with ties to the champions, the people who founded this kingdom over 700 years ago. They enjoyed a nice dinner with a spy master who seemed willing to spread their influence and show that they know a lot about many different people. With that, very nice, calm dinner that was not at all very awkward and stressful at points. You all tended to have a fairly decent night until drow assassins assaulted the castle near the end of the dinner, attempting to hit the king and many of his most powerful lieutenants and servants throughout the kingdom of the Grimolian. You all were bravely helpful in stopping this threat, locking down their mage for much of the entire fight and stopping cataclysmic damage from being done into this dining hall. While a lot of the individuals did go down, they did not die. In fact, the only individuals to die over the course of the night were many guards, normal civilian guards in the castle's walls. But the nobles are safe, and you all have just begun the ending of a meeting held in a personal, secure vault for the king in times of crisis. The last thing the king asked of you is if you would, with the assistance of Killian, Augur, find a route into the Moonlit Pass. Find the drow matrons as they flee Lothanada and figure out whether the drow are working with the Minx. As of recently, the Minx army has been moving troops towards the border of the Grimolian Kingdom. They are working with the drow. It'll be very dangerous and a much more difficult war than 5 years ago. So, as we begin tonight's session, you see the king has thus ordered you, well, not ordered you, asked you if you would partake in this task. You agreed. As the king looks over to Bernard, the old man, telling him to ensure that you all are paid your fair wage for this task, you all begin to exit out of the chambers as you hear more talks are beginning. You hear Adler Kane speak up. My king, avant-garde, 1 second. You see, you're all kind of like stopped near the exit as Adler Kane wishes to have you still in attendance for the rest of this meeting. My king, if the drow are working with the Minx and the Moonlit Pass is compromised, we should move the Borodor troops away from the Malfarian Gate. Otherwise, it would be a pincer attack. Minx on one side, drow on the other. Killian, as he was walking out, kind of looks back and responds himself. My father would rather not move a lot more of his troops. He's already just rebuilt the castle. It'd be a shame to abandon such a defensive position. The king, Uriel Malfurion, begins to speak up. Young Killian, what if your father sent more troops to guard the pass? Last time the Minx attacked Borodor first. It is our stronghold. Toughest city to crack. If it falls, they've paved the way for the rest of their invasion. My father won't send any more troops. you hear Ty begins to speak up. My king, I agree with young Killian, but I also agree with Adler. The pass should be protected by someone. A full army is too obvious. I say, let Adler bring a contingent of his best rangers. I'm sure Killian can do the same. They can guard the pass while the avant-garde make their way into the Underdark. Adler, does that work? Yes, my king. I'll get right on it. See, Adler looks over towards Ty. For a moment, nods his head to both of them. I'll make my way with the avant-garde then. And he turns around quickly. You hear the room begins with a buzz as everyone else begins to speak on their own preparations in this coming conflict. But you all are further issued out of the room. You begin to exit out into what looks to be a long hallway. The lack of doors in this hallway make it very easy to defend. And it generally is just a very beautiful long corridor that seems to have no entrances in or out. It is a very secluded part of the castle. As you're stepping out with both Killian Augur and Adler Kane, you see the second the door closes, Adler gives a sigh of relief. I told you, Adler. Yeah, you did. Glad someone was right. And he just begins to continue stepping forward. Good job. Good job, avant-garde. Back there. Did well.
Just doing what we do best.
If you weren't all there, I fear to know what would have happened.
I'm sure you would have found a way to handle it. Probably more casualties, but you're not
For sure.
weak.
You see Killian kind of speaks up. They were very well organized. Had a way into the castle and everything. Yeah. Have you ever interacted with the Drow at all?
Did we meet any Drow? I don't think we have. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Can't say that I have. At least I don't recall.
Oh. Well, I'm sure you're going to be given a crash course in the Underdark. Just be careful. Watch the ceilings. Things like to hide up there. You see Killian kind of nods his head silently. As you round a corner, you get to see the first set of doors. And almost like bursting through with an expertise as if they knew where you would exactly be. You see Bernard kind of pops out from behind a door. Ah, avant-garde, Killian, Adler. I wish to speak to you all. I was charged by our fair king to discuss payment. How much do you usually cost for these types of endeavors when you have been charged in the past? I would assume 500 gold? 1,000 would be sufficient.
Does it seem like he's trying to rip us off?
I want insight check this guy. I don't like him.
You go ahead and make an insight check, and if you want, Gamesh, you can make a history check.
Hey,
Oh, nice. So
I know everything.
double natties. I just saw the first one.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
advantage.
You said history.
Yeah, just roll a history check.
Uh,
Yeah, that's enough for you, Gamesh, to remember. I don't think you've been paid less than like 2,000 gold for any of your quests in the kingdom. So him saying 500, he's definitely ripping you off. And Ferder, You just like look into his slimy, just gross eyes, and you immediately know he's definitely trying to undercut you and make you feel like you're not important.
Laura, want to kill him right now.
Whoa.
Faradir has self-control. I don't. If Asaph were here,
Oh lord. We be criminals.
inflict wounds.
Adler and Killian, two rangers of the kingdom, are just like standing right next to you, just like, well,
Inflict wounds.
Okay.
If I see a nasty old man, I'm gonna kill him with inflict wounds.
man.
Whoa. The last time we accept 500 gold as a payment, it was to deliver important information. And we're being asked to spy, do espionage, and enter into political affairs.
In
So you're saying 700?
I look at everyone else.
How about we start with 1500 and then talk after?
$1,500 down payment sounds just about right. And you see he immediately just pulls out a sack of coins, like it's already been counted up, and just hands it out towards your party.
Is that okay with everyone? I didn't ask. I'm sorry.
And Nagamesh likes the authority. I like it. So, well, you heard the big lady.
I'll accept the bag.
Wonderful. Now you accept 1,500 gold pieces, so you can add it to the group fund.
And let's just be clear here. He said down payment.
Yes.
He
Sit
said
down. We have 2 people as witnesses. We have to keep them alive.
the
We
group.
definitely didn't have any incentive to do that before.
I'll just put it in the Calderstone farm.
And I will say, like a lingering insight check from Faradir, he gives you the down payment, and you can see, like, the reason he was so happy to give that immediately is he thinks you're going to die. Like,
Hmm,
he
sounds
immediately
about
is just like, yeah, you can tell that in his head he's like, I can't wait for them to die. He's swirling his liquor in his cup right in his mind. He's sitting down in front of a fireplace looking super evil right now.
He'd be petting a cat if he had one on his lap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to.
You can
I hate
see
this man.
he's an old man, so you can see his fingers. Like he you know, sometimes his thoughts go into his like physical actions as well. He is definitely like currently like moving his hand like he's petting a cat, but there's nothing there. So he's just like almost like petting the air, and it's very creepy.
Graham, thank you for making a character that we can all hate without any
What was that going?
without feeling bad even a little bit.
Listen, I wanted you to not feel bad about taking someone's
Yeah.
house. So
We're supposed to hate
You're
him
welcome.
so much.
I've been look, Graham. I appreciate it. I wasn't going to feel bad regardless, but
He ensured that none of us would have any moral conflicts about.
yeah, I know you're
hating
not like
this
the nicest party, but
horrid
even Belric is
creature.
probably, you know, I want to know Belric's thought process on this.
Yeah, he very doesn't like Bernard at all.
Good.
Yeah, he's just a little gross old man.
Yeah, pretty much.
nasty.
Like
He had to sit next to him during the dinner, like automatic hatred.
Oh yeah.
Having to listen to that man gum on some steak for a couple hours.
Yeah, I can smell the liver spots through the microphone.
That's the goal.
Hopefully he died of a heart attack or something more painful by the time we get back.
He's never gonna die.
Well, Bernard,
Is that a challenge?
thanks for the payment. I guess if we don't make it back, you get back the house, and I continue start walking. I continue walking on.
Yeah, you continue walking on. I'm gonna say passive perceptions of Faradir and Belric, and probably Seer as well, is fully enough to see, like, as you begin to walk on, he begins to smile, just like so, like he didn't even think about that. You just gave him the idea that he's gonna get his house back if you all die, and he's like, he's slightly drooling, like he's like thinking about it so intensely that he's just like, yeah, you've made his day.
Good. That means I can bring it back down to him. I
looks like
put him up
this.
high so I can make him crash back low. So when
This
we
is him
come
right
back,
now.
I'm like,
It's
well, sorry, Bernard. I
disgusting.
guess we keep the house. Can't wait to do it. Ugh.
Yeah. You all
Playing
continue
wrong, huh?
walking through the halls. There is some quiet conversation between Killian and Adler. Do any of you want to listen in on it?
Are they?
Yes.
They kind of fall
I'll say
back a
yes.
little bit.
So they're trying not to let us hear it.
Somewhat, yeah. It's not like they're like fully trying to be secretive, but like if you want to listen in, you can. They're just like not, speaking
I would
super
like
loud
to.
anymore.
Actually,
'Cause I'm nosy.
Gamesh won't. Gamesh believes that they'll tell them whatever they need to tell him.
I might listen in too.
Okay, fair enough. So Balric and Faradir, you hear Adler kind of looks over to Killian. You have more experience with the Underdark and the Drow than I ever have. Have you ever seen anything like their wizard? I saw Balric cutting him up. I don't know what that was. Killian responds, Lord Adler, I've never seen anything like it either. Does not bode well. Well, we'll keep that in mind then. And they continue walking. You eventually, walking with them, you eventually find yourselves back into the fountain room, where the Zone of Truth was held earlier, and you all drank from the fountain and were equipped with the spell Chaos on all of you. An effect that was supposed to benefit the party and keep everyone safe, but it seems certain individuals found a way around it. You hear, as you all are walking into the chamber, there is some loud behind you all, and you see Killian and Adler kind of like kind of still in the back at this point, kind of look back. Loud enough, all of you kind of like with your passive perceptions notice it. You see Luther kind of makes their way quickly around the hall, waves down Adler and Killian. Adler, can I speak to you alone? You see Adler looks over to Killian. You can lead them the rest of the way out. I'll catch up. What is it? And as Killian begins to walk away, back towards all of you, there's another hushed conversation. Who wants to listen in on this one?
This one,
This one is actually going to be a roll to try and
No,
eavesdrop.
Okay.
I'll be
Perception?
okay. I'm good.
Perception check.
I think, technically speaking, I have perception, but I'm not giving it to myself because I don't think my eyes of the eagle would be great for hearing.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Belloc, are you listening in, or are you just going along?
Who's this between?
This is between Luther and Adler.
Yeah, I'll listen in too.
Make a perception check, please. Okay. Both of you are just barely able to catch a glimpse of this conversation. Specifically, you hear Luther begins to speak. Adler, I didn't want to say it back there, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. You saw the wizard, right? How he burnt into flames? Yeah, I saw that. Why? I don't tell many people this. I came to this kingdom back closer towards its founding.
Oh shit.
And well, I took a job with Bana when I first came here. It was a group of us. Avis, Quinn, Wyron. We were all hired by the Lord of Castia, the town that Redford was. We went into the Underdark. Someone was attacking trade routes. I don't know why, but it's very familiar. How is it familiar? The fire creatures we fought, it's bringing up old memories. It's bringing up the fall. Thank you for bringing this up, Luther, but the fall is over. You don't have to worry. I know, I'm worried. You're sending them into the Underdark like I was. I just worry for them. Do you want me to tell them? You don't have to, if you don't feel like it, but... I don't want that to have to happen again. I was there for the fall. I won't be there for it again. I understand, Luther. Thank you. You see, he pats him on the arm. At this point, you all have been like kind of pushed, or like not really pushed, but just generally, Killian just begins to walk, expecting you all to follow. Belric and Ferdu, you two lingered far enough behind that you see the very end of this conversation, and just are able to hear it echoing off the walls. You see, Luther kind of turns, and just begins to walk down the halls, back to where he came. Adler kind of turns, looks at you and Beller kind of like hanging back, just kind of walks past you, keeping up with the rest of the party, and you all find yourselves outside. I'm assuming, since Senti is not here, that Killian and Adler will ask for if you have quicker passage back to your home, or if you need anything from your home, which I'm pretty sure you all do. So Senti will cast Windwalk, and you all turn into clouds, if you so wish to, and you all begin to fly home.
Yep.
Can we hold off on leaving long enough for me to get my boots?
Wait, what boots?
My boots of speed.
Oh. Forgot about those.
I think a couple of us had magic items that were supposed to be within the next few days.
I believe
I don't know if they want to wait
if
for them
you
or
have
not.
not gotten them by today, then I don't think they're done yet.
Yeah, I think my boots were supposed to be done in the next few days, and then I don't remember whatever anyone else had.
I had some armor, but I think that was done right before the party, I think.
I think your armor is finished. Anything that I think, like mostly anything that was given to Adril and Castian is not finished yet. Like the tail end of that stuff, I think they were fully overbooked, to an extent of like I think a week out.
Yeah.
So there's still like a week that you won't get the stuff from them. So not everything is fully finished.
Okay.
But Belric, I think your armor is finished at this point. It's probably just at the house at this point as well, where you've been wearing it.
I probably wearing it. I probably like wore it to the party if it was done by then.
Okay.
Yeah. I still need to go back. I need to get my tuning forks.
Yeah. Adler does tell you all that he will be stopping at the Terra Nok, the headquarters of the Terra, to start working with rangers and getting them over to the pass as soon as he can. You all turn to the clouds and fly your way home. Killian does follow you the whole way, as he will be your guide when you fully get into the area you need to go. Adler takes his leave. Anything you got from your house that you left there, like Faradir's armor or any of your other gear that you left, you're able to pick it up, tuning forks and all that such.
Okay. All right. All right.
While you all are gearing up, Killian does ask, so, is there any other stops you want to make along the way, or are we going straight to the Moonlit Pass?
Okay, give me. So the Moonlit Path is, if my computer relates to load. There we go. Okay. So it's right here.
Yep, it's about 85 miles away, just north of the Malfurion Gate,
Okay.
or the Malfurion
Um,
Pass, I should say.
Do we have anywhere that we need to stop?
I don't.
I'll take Senti to rail some other time. So, yeah, I don't think there's any place in particular. Yeah, so I think for them Gamesh is good to go.
Yeah, I think I'm good too. Can't really think of anywhere else to go.
Okay. You all gear up.
During that gear up, is it a short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Killian, once you all say that you're just geared and ready to go, we'll rest on the edge of the, as it is that at this point, it's getting pretty late into the night. We can get a nice long rest in. There's an area that kind of leads down into the Moonlit Pass from above. Has a nice overview of the mountains. We'll probably take that downwards, as if there's anything watching the actual entrance into the pass itself, we'll be out of their view. Just prep for harsh terrain. I would suggest no fires. Sleep in the cold. Keep it as dark as you can. If you don't have dark vision, you might be a challenge in there. But typically things in the Underdark can see you well before you can see them. Just be careful. I'll take you to the entrance, and then I have to go back to Borodor and ready my rangers to meet up with Adler. But I'll show you the entrance, get a nice rest in, and in the morning head down and just try to find the matrons. There's an upper level to the Underdark that you should traverse. If what my father told me is true about their escape routes, then it should revolve somewhere around the upper levels of the Moonlit Pass, trying to find the entrance I'm taking you all to. Take you up to the top of the mountain instead of the bottom of it. So, you all finish your short rest. Turn back into cloud form and spend, in all honesty, a good 2 hours or so making your way above the dark landscape of the Grimolian Kingdom. Flying high into the air, you can see the distant lights of Rankdent as you pass. Stanton. You fly over the smoke and fumes of Borodor, the forge of the Grimolian Kingdom. The stronghold, a massive city built high into the mountains itself, with huge, thick walls, making it seem as if the whole castle is built into the mountain itself, as if it is the mountain. Flying over that, you begin to see darkness as the distant mountains rise up over everything else. And as you begin to descend, Balric, Senti, and Faradir notice a distant light plume up into the sky as you see a distant volcano erupting actively. You all land at a small cave mouth, not more than 4 feet high. You will fully have to either duck or crawl in, but you can see it begins to open up as it gets further down. You all revert back to your forms. Killing does so as well. This is it. If you look down there, and he points downward, and you just look over the edge of the cliff, you see a fairly sizable pathway, a pass, if you would. By fairly sizable, I mean typically 11 people abreast could walk through it. It is still fairly thin. You can see heavy sections of rock and boulders on the very edges as the mountain steeply climbs up around this pass. But the moonlight at this point seems to fully wedge into it, almost lighting up the entirety of the passway. Any normal creature is going to be making their way from this entrance. If you see anything, let me or Adler know, so when we arrive we can know what we're up against. But going through this entrance, it's going to be a steep slide down for a good portion of it. Stay to the high points. Don't go onto the main road. Just try to find them. I don't want you to enter Volthanida. I think that would be a very unwise move. Scout around the edges, see what we're up against. If there's any minks or any other people, let us know. Your eyes down there for now. Good luck. And he takes off, turns into a cloud, and disappears in misty form. So, at the top of the mountain, who wishes to rest?
I'm gonna assume all of us.
Yeah, but do any of you set a watch, or?
Yeah, given the circumstances, I'll take first
Sure.
watch.
I'll do second.
Yep, guess I'll take the third one.
Okay. Chad will also take first watch.
I mean,
Aw.
Senti only Senti can essentially be on watch the whole time, because she's only
Shut down for like an
sentried
hour.
for 4 hours, but she can still see everything while she's sentried.
Yeah, but she can't really get out of it too easily, so she can't like actively look around too much. I'm gonna say she'll be on third watch. So second watch is the least amount of people on currently. So I'll also put Seer on it. Some character sheets. Okay, so first watch Chad. Um,
Today's not my
see.
day for rolls.
Yeah, Chad also is not doing good with his rolls. Um,
I'm going to use magical guidance. I'll
sounds
put
good.
that in the chat. At least if you want to say that it is, because I don't know if a 7 would be considered a failure, but
Damn, you've had this since fifth
That's a
level?
failure.
I talked to Graham about it like I think like maybe like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Asking because it came from
Tasha's.
Tasha's, and I wasn't sure.
It's a cool use of a sorcery
Oh.
point, so I allow
Yeah,
it. It allows you to have less when you're actually in combat.
yeah.
An
Yeah,
11 is
better than 7.
yeah, still better than the 3 that Chad gets. Chad just spends the whole night kind of like partially talking your ear off. Now that he's sentient, he's just like he seems to enjoy making idle chit chat. It's something new to him.
That's
So it is kind of weird. But for you, the night is fairly quiet. There are the distant sound of like rocks tumbling off, but you really don't notice too much.
okay. Understandable.
A second watch and Sears on that one as well. Perception check, please.
All right, Faraday, use those good eyes, those mountain eyes. There you go.
Mountain eyes.
Ooh. Those are some really good mountain eyes from both of you. Let's see. Evens or odds, Faraday?
Evens.
Evens. Let's go. I got odds. Okay. So, Faraday, you take second watch with Seer. The sky around you and the general atmosphere around you brings you a feeling of home. You grew up high in the mountains, and this is, pretty much as high as one could get. And you feel fairly comfortable up here. Even Seer seems to be away from a lot of the people. Is currently better than she was. You can tell that the situation at the castle probably wasn't the best emotionally. And you can see that she's most likely still pondering on Ty. But being way up here and way out here, she's calmed down, and the two of you have a fairly good watch and are able to notice a distant sound of rocks sliding down part of the mountain. Faraday, you kind of look over, strain your eyes for a moment as Seer kind of looks up as well, and you both see it at the exact same time. Currently moving its way across the mountains, moving from boulder to boulder, is a massive beast. It's hard to make out in the pure darkness, but being backlit by the moonlight, you can see like greenish, gross-looking skin. Sharp claws dig into the sides of the mountains, deep into the earth as it moves along, pulling itself with expertise and skill. This is an entity that has probably lived in these mountains for generations and is expert in this terrain.
Having been in the mountains myself, do I recognize what it is?
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh, okay. I'm not great at those anymore. Solid 14.
Seer is going to make one as well. I think she has advantage as well. You look at this. It looks slightly familiar, but you don't fully know what it is. But you hear Seer say, "We have to be very quiet right now. Don't move or say a word. That is the biggest troll I've ever seen in my life." As from what Seer tells you, this is most likely a dire troll, currently making its way through its mountain terrain, seeking out fresh meals high up in the mountains. What are all of you doing at this point?
I'm going to... I guess I'm gonna do what you said and not move.
Okay.
Is there like a fire lit?
I don't think any of you lit a fire.
Okay, good.
One of the things Gillian did say was try not to light fires. So mostly you all are, at this point, unless otherwise stated, you're in the dark.
Wouldn't we have been in Sears Tower? Because normally when we're out
don't
in the wild,
don't know if Seer has that
she
spell
sets
prepared
up
right
the
now.
tower. Does she have it? Anyone got Lehman's tiny hut?
Most likely no. Let me just double check on D&D Beyond, because if it is prepared, it's probably going to be on that. So let's look at the spells. Dimension Door. I don't think the yeah, I don't think it's currently remembered. I don't see it on this list.
Unfortunate. Yeah, so I guess I'm just holding still.
Okay. In the darkness, generally, you all are fairly well hidden as high up as you are. And you don't get the sense it's really able to see any of you at this point. But you can see it kind of like reaches us fairly close, you know, within 500 feet of you on the opposite side of this like section of like mountainous cliffs. And you see it sniffs the air a little bit and begins to kind of move on for the current point. You don't think it saw you at all.
Okay, cool.
We should let Last Watch know.
Definitely.
I don't know if we can hide ourselves more as well.
I can try. I'll just kind of like, if there are any areas where we might be visible, I'll try and, I don't know, pull a rock over there or something. Build up some snow if I can.
Are you doing this?
If there's snow.
Yeah, there's definitely snow up this high up. Go ahead and make
Definitely
me,
after the, like, it has moved on
yeah.
for a
Go
while.
ahead, make a survival check. As you wait like a good hour or two.
Okay. Let's see, you want to help me?
What's your survival bonus?
+6.
Sierra's a +7 if you want her to help you, or you help her.
Sure, I'll help her.
Okay. At advantage. There you go.
Nice.
Belric, you wake up for third watch and find that you have basically been partially iglooed in. You can see that Seer and Faraday are currently like massing these bricks. Like Faraday is just like using her expert strength to like expertly like pack them down, as Seer is just like expertly just like placing them at perfect angles so the whole thing doesn't collapse in on itself. And for the most part,
Making
you are
use of her architecture skills.
honestly 100%. The architect in Seer is going wild, and I'm gonna say with the 23, you now are also protected from the wind,
Nice.
as you fully have a partial igloo currently above your heads. So, Belric, last watch. Perception check, please. Okay.
And Senti's there too, right?
Yeah, Senti is as well. Let me roll for Senti. Perception. Ooh. So, Belric and Senti, you kind of go to the edge where Seer has iglooed you all in. You once again are able to see off down to your left the edge of the moonlit pass as it seems to go down. The edge of this mountain just seems to dive inward, and then back up again. You and Senti wait there for a good little bit of time, listening and watching. About 2 hours go by. It's getting very close to daylight at this point. You can see, because you went to bed fairly late in the evening, the sun's beginning to crest upward, and as you can see, the bit of light kind of dawning in the edges of your horizontal vision. You hear a couple rocks tumble not very far away. What do you instinctively do?
I'll probably look at where those rocks were at.
You see maybe about 40 or so feet in front of you. The rocks seem to like partially shake a little bit at the edge, and you see a couple of them go over the edge on your side of the mountain's rise. You think something's on the other side.
Yep, and I can't see any like shadows or anything.
You can see a bit. There seems to be some, almost like a shark fin on the edges of like a rise of the cliffside. Something big's on the other side of the ridge.
In that case, I'll start waking people up.
Okay. Who do you wake up first?
I guess like probably like Faradir, then Gamesh.
Okay. So the people here physically. Sounds good.
Yep.
You begin to awaken them, and as you two begin to rise as well, you shaken awake by Belric. I need stealth checks with advantage because of the situation you all find yourselves in. You are all fairly well hidden by the snow and snowpack, so. Okay. And then, is Gamesh still here?
I said BRB.
Oh, okay. Oh, now I see it. Okay. Let me roll for him then. Oh, Gamesh, can you roll a stealth check at advantage?
A stealth. Ooh.
Yes. I was literally about to do it for you.
Ah, natural 20.
That's good because we didn't roll great.
You all begin to quietly back up. Belric, as you begin to back up further into the igloo, you begin to hear the slight start of the sound of your armor cracking against like stone and just beginning to make noise. But then Gamesh kind of grabs you and holds you still for a moment as you see a massive claw reach over the cliffside, and you see a huge troll face currently rise above the edge of the cliff rise, just 40 feet in front of you.
I said,
You see, smells a few times. Begins to look around. Doesn't seem to notice anything. And you see it pulls its head back, as it seems to have not noticed any of you.
Oh, that was a good nat 20.
You hear some sounds of it moving across the ridge, kind of around your group, as you can just hear like the heavy thudding. Rocks go tumbling as it is just making its way around this cliff peak, trying to taste a nice tasty snack. And I'm gonna say, also passively with the survival of Faradir and Seer, Faradir, you do know one of the things that probably brought this creature here is currently you're in the path of the wind. Your scent was most likely spreading throughout the entire valley.
Good for us.
So you all getting out of the wind very much helped.
all right.
After a few moments of tension, at this point the sun is pretty much up. You all spend maybe a good half hour, 45 minutes awake, essentially still in your long rest, doing mundane tasks, waking up, eating some rations. We're getting ready for the day.
Make sure that you got everything you need done. We probably won't be seeing sunshine for a little bit. Okay. Alright, so Adler's no longer with us, right? I mean,
Killian and Adler are
Killian.
no longer with you.
Okay, yeah, alright. Because Killian went back because he had to go check on things back home.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that as soon as those two groups are able to, this mountain pass is going to be flooded with rangers to protect the essentially protect the backside of an army, protect the flank.
Okay.
But you have a tight cave to crawl into and descend. It's been where you were
Alright.
told. It's where you were told to go.
As we before we get in, alright everyone. Ready?
Yep.
Yep, ready to go.
Alright. Bask in the sunlight for a little bit. We'll be seeing it.
Okay. So you all descend in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go find some drow.
Have any of us ever been in the Underdark?
The closest you've been is heading to the Mad King's
Parsley.
Dawn Tomb.
Oh, the path of parsley's.
That is actually that as well. That was fairly close.
Okay.
Cool.
So everyone has, because we all been to parsley's, I think.
We've been there a little bit. Just a
Yeah.
little.
And really, you weren't going through the Underdark. It's just the Underdark connected into that cave network, so things from it just go up a little bit.
As they
So as you all begin to head in, it's a tight squeeze. I need athletics checks from Faradir and Belric.
Ooh,
As
okay.
they
I'm
are
good at
two
those.
pretty large people, especially with plate mail on,
That's
it's gonna be a
bad
challenge.
roll.
It's a bad roll, but it's enough. There is some sounds of as Faradir's armor slightly scrapes the edges. Belric is able to kind of tuck in, and his plate mail is a little bit quieter than normal. But nothing too bad happens. None of you get stuck, as it is a tight space for the first about 10 or so feet, and then it slightly opens up. Most of you still have to duck, as it is only about 5 foot high. But you begin to essentially crawl or slide your way down the rest of this this pathway into the darkness of the mountain before you. It is arduous, and it is a fairly painful and not easy way to traverse into the mountain. You get the sense that getting up this path is going to be even more difficult, should you even attempt it. But for the next hour or so, you slide your way and crawl your way downwards. Eventually, it starts leveling out, and you notice that it's not as tall, or sorry, not as short as it was. You have about 6 foot of space, so most of you are hunching slightly, Faradir a little bit more so. You move kind of in a windy cavern, very small, for about another hour, hour and a half, until it begins to go downward and then open. As you can see, You're about, I'd say, 300 feet above what looks to be the main moonlit path. You can see, well, partially see, as the barest bits of sunlight still left seem to show just edges of rocks some 300 feet below you. But soon that goes into darkness as you all are traversing essentially the high road way down here.
I don't have any torches.
Yeah, who has blind sight?
I mean, dark vision.
Yeah, dark vision.
I do.
Who has
got it.
blind sight as
Yep.
well?
Oh,
I only have dark vision.
I don't think any of us have blind sight.
Damn.
What
I
does
think
that mean?
I technically think the only person who can't see I think it's Senti and Seer are the only
Yeah.
ones who can't see in the dark.
But we have that rock, don't we? The glowy rock.
Yeah, Seer has it.
You want to light it up?
Are we able to? Are the ones who have dark vision able to at least see the path in front of us?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We can
Okay.
kind of just lead them along then.
Yeah.
Sort of put them between the rest of us.
Because that light will be like a beacon drawing everything to us.
Yeah. We'll do that thing where you have like a rope and everyone holds on to it, you know. So none of us get lost.
Okay.
We're probably not actually gonna do that. That would look ridiculous.
Recca,
So, who is
I
leading
can-
the group in the Underdark?
I would say that we probably want Fairdeer and Belric, each one of you to be in the front and one in the back.
I
'Cause
can
you
do the
got-
front.
Because you guys have the best perceptions.
Yeah, I've got good survival too in case we need that.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Then yeah, I'll be in the back
And
then.
I've got this. I don't know how much it'll help, but it might help a little bit. I've never been here before, but maybe it'll help me get used to things a little faster.
Okay.
Okay.
That would definitely help you kind of be able to remember where you are. So
Cool.
whoever is in the front, I need a survival check.
Hey.
Nice.
Faradir, you take the lead in the Underdark. It's still, at this point, it doesn't fully feel like the Underdark to you. You are still fresh from being at the top of a mountain, and you're just inside of a mountain. What's the difference? And you're expertly able to guide your party through this section of basically making sure that no one gets too close to the edge, as it gets a lot tighter up here. This high up path is very fragile. There are sections that are missing, there are sections that seem to open up. The roof seems to come in and come down at whims. Um, there are certain points where you are fully standing as you normally do. Other times it gets down to about a space that is only 4 feet tall, and you kind of have to either crawl or really duck to get through these spaces. But you're able to successfully do so, and not getting lost, keeping on the trail of the main moonlit path for the next 4 hours. It is dark and really boring. For specifically people without dark vision, they have nothing to do other than just see darkness and hold your guys' hands as you just traverse and lead them through. Faradir, you're the first one to notice this, followed by mostly everyone else. But there is a light, some Now at this point, about 400 feet below you, you can see it currently running. Fast pace, it's moving down the moonlit paths.
In the same direction we're going?
It's getting closer to you.
Hmm. But it's on the path below us.
Yes, it's the only reason you can see it is because there is a light in the darkness. It is the first time that you have seen actual light down here. And specifically, this is out of a range way past your dark vision. So the only reason you see this is because there is light.
Right. So it's like it's heading directly towards us, or it's coming in our direction.
It's coming in your direction, so it seems to be trying to exit the pass. It is trying to go to the surface, it seems.
I think we should just stay to the side, stay out the way, and see what it does.
Yeah, this is, I will say,
Yeah.
this is like 400 feet away. This is not very close to you, but you just see the
Oh,
light.
cool.
Yeah. It's just this distant
I know.
torch, and you just see it moving.
Yeah, we can just leave it alone, whatever it is.
Yeah. You
That's-
watch. Fairder, make a perception check to try to glimpse details.
Oh, mountain eyes. Not bad.
There's no mountains here.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the mountain.
Inverted mountain eyes.
Mountain eyes do help. The figure is definitely a humanoid. Probably wearing some type of greenish color based on the way the light is hitting their cloak. They seem to be some sort of ranger from your perception way up here. And they are sprinting.
I don't know if I like that. Normally, sprinting isn't good. I'll just keep an eye on, like, behind them and see if anything's chasing them.
Doesn't take you very long. But you see another light speeding, catching up with every passing second. You see the individual sprinting upwards, this straight climb out of the Underdark, and you see a bright light shedding about 30 feet of bright light in 30 feet of dim light. So 60 feet of light currently just emanating. You see the light first, but then you hear it. As you hear almost like the most high-pitched scream you've ever heard in your life. It is piercing. It echoes across all of the cave walls. And you see the individual, at this point, they've caught up to you, and they're now passing your position high up here. You can see their head turn, and they just... in all honesty, you see they try their best to even go faster. This person is booking it with all of the power they have. But quickly you see almost like a flittering firelight. This screaming ember seems to just leap from rock to rock, 60 feet at a time. Actually, 120 feet at a time. Quickly making pace until suddenly you hear the high-pitched scream ends as Faraday, make another perception check to try to glimpse any features of this creature. $24. It is hard to fully get a sense of what this is, but from what you can tell, it is long, a strange elongated creature. Its limbs stretch currently maybe about 10 feet in length each. It almost seems to pull itself with its limbs and launch itself across spaces. You see a monster, almost like gas-like visage on its face. It is fully made of some molten material. As it launches itself, you see one arm stretches, grabbing a rock, and it flings itself like a slingshot across the way and lands on the body of them. You see sharp claws dig in to the person's flesh, and you see their firelight immediately goes out, and you can see as the claws just dig into the back, you see the individual falls, slides a little bit up the slight incline up here. And as it does so, you see their life force is just drained. Via just like the very brief instant that this creature is on top of it, there's a moment until suddenly you see their eyes open and two small molten cores. And you see the figure stand up as the entity takes its claws out, and then it goes completely dark. You can just barely see now, some 400 feet away, two small red embers currently making their way back to where it was running away from.
Okay, so I figured out why those drow are with lava inside. Was I the only one that saw all of that?
You were the only one who caught details at this point. Everyone else saw essentially what looked to be a long creature just claw into a guy, and then everything went dark. But it looked as if the light that the creature was emanating just shuts off. Like they closed every shutter on their body, and it's just darkness.
I'll sort of explain everything to everyone.
How loudly?
Quietly.
Okay.
Not just gonna yell. It seems like a bad idea.
Okay. Sounds good. So, do any of you say anything?
I don't think so.
I think those drow at the party were affected by this thing. They had that glowing inside of them, yes?
Yep, that was like the one I fought. Should we follow that creature? Because that seemed probably might be one of the causes.
Could we see where it went, Graham? Or is it just like totally gone?
It seems to have just been able to shut off all of its light at a whim.
We could try to follow that person who it attacked, but I cannot see the creature anymore.
Yeah, I will say, it's honestly almost impossible to see the person now too, as none of you have dark vision, and really the only light was their eyes, and at this point, it's so dim. It was really just for a moment.
Where's Thera with her 300 feet of dark vision when we need her?
She would still have to go 100 feet down.
I mean, probably see a little bit better than us at least.
Yes, for sure.
Holy shit, Thera was level 7. That was so long ago.
Yeah. Guys, it's 7 levels ago, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Damn.
It's been so long since I've cast a single spell.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Over a year in real time, I think.
Yep, definitely. Faradir is on. When did you get Faradir?
Level 9.
Was it that was after Resh Kabal then, right?
Yes.
Damn.
We got Faradir whenever they were going to meet the Paladins.
Yeah.
So we still had Karn with us.
Yeah.
It was a hot minute ago.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely was a while ago.
Yeah. So, you all continue on.
What was that?
Do you all continue on?
Yeah.
Make another survival check, Faradir.
No point in turning back.
Too late now?
Okay. The area before you seems to, as you travel, about another half hour, it gets harder and harder to traverse the area and keep a straight space. You're able to do it, but it's getting more difficult. You do notice, Faradir, the path on your left side seems to delve away from the main Moonlit Road. You seem to have come upon almost like a split. You have three choices. You can go down to the Moonlit Road. You can ascend further up this high road along the path, where you can go on your left. It seems to go deeper into the caves around the Moonlit Path. It seems old, and I'd say with like your passive knowledge of survival, it seems like there's been probably some sort of water feature near here for a long time, and that has recently no longer been available.
Cool. Cool. Any horrible worm creatures coming to spit lava in our eyes?
Make a perception check.
Oh
Hmm.
no.
Why did I ask?
22. You take a deep second to perceive. And for the most part, there doesn't seem to be anything of worry. You don't really hear anything. There is an ungodly amount of silence in this darkness right now.
This is advanced darkness.
Yes. This is Underdark darkness. Spooky. Imagine the silence of being hundreds of feet underground. That's what you hear.
Okay. So on the alrighty.
I know it's not this, but this is what I'm imagining, which is terrifying. It's not that, because that would be so much worse. That's what I'm imagining. I pray it's not that, because otherwise we're fucked. I mean,
Why
that
would it
doesn't
do
have
that?
that doesn't have legs, so I figured it's not that. Also, I don't think that would be this close to the surface. But look at that little guy. He's just a little guy.
Just a little guy, a little dude.
A little one. He's just a wormy guy doing his thing.
God, I realized in that
Spearing-
picture, he just
Spearing a
killing
knight
people.
through the
bro.
chest.
Oh yeah, he is straight murdering.
Making a shish kebab
Ooh.
out of, a person. As you do. As is his right.
As one does.
I do like the windmill in the background. I think that's a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here, look at this horrific lava worm. Also, there's a windmill. This is happening on a farm.
Yeah, so he can be that high up, you know?
They can, just usually not without good. But they don't have legs, which is my one hope here. No leggies on this worm.
Correspond.
I'm also imagining like that one guy from Monsters Inc., the Randall guy, whatever his name is. He's just a snake with legs. I think he's a salamander or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah. So which path do you want to go down? Do you want to go left? Do you want to go continue on the same path you've been on? Or do you want to go down the main road?
Man, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not making decisions.
You've been making decisions so far. I like it.
Yeah, but this is like dangerous territory. I don't want to just lead us into something with it being all my fault.
How
It's
are
gotta be
every-
someone else's fault too.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the left path, honestly.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
Okay. You all begin to head upwards. Slight incline, not as much as trying to continue on your main path. But heading up to the left, you begin to move through natural caves, well worn by centuries of moisture and wetness, but there is silence and dryness now. You come across what appears to be a massive open cavern. Stretching below you looks to be a massive cave that was probably once carved out by a powerful waterfall that probably existed for hundreds of years. It is now all but dry. You can see currently, it seems as if there was a massive rock slide sometime recently. Part of the cave collapsed in on itself, creating a very loose, pebbly path, but a path nonetheless to the other side of this carved out channel. Another thing you notice, strangely, is a stone tower currently partially standing, mostly collapsed in on itself and kind of leaning off to the back side of this chamber, kind of just against one of the walls. You do have to drop further into this chamber, by the way.
How far is the drop?
It's about 20-foot drop at this point.
I kicked my Becky down.
Got
Just
it.
kidding.
I bet he falls down.
Yeet.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I would never. Not while she's not here.
The second she gets back, though.
When she gets back, it's football
Yeet.
time. Getting punted into the abyss.
Guess what, Mabehi? You are
Go
loose.
scouting.
You were scouting.
Cats always land on their feet, right? Kobold's like a cat.
You know, just with scales instead of fur.
It's like a cat dragon.
Exactly.
And she probably has 9 lives too, like a cat.
Probably. She probably bought more lives, honestly.
Something like that.
Man, she never got to resolve her love story with what's his face.
Oh, hi. Oh no, wait. Oh no, the
The
rich
little
Filbert.
Yeah, the rich guy.
Flanagan Loudcorn.
guy.
They'll meet again someday.
So she
Yup.
can rob him again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
she
he
can
owns the
rob
bank
his
we go
bank.
to.
Or marry him, who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe both. Why not both?
So
Who said you can't have it all?
who drops in first?
I'll go first. So I can help people get down if they need help.
Okay. Make a. I'm assuming you climb down, so I'm not going to make you make a check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have climbing gloves.
Not just
Everyone
gonna
else.
pencil dive down and shatter my
Yeah.
kneecaps.
Everyone else could make an athletics check or a acrobatics check with advantage, with Faradir helping at the bottom.
Yeah. I'll help anyone down with the little jumps. Catch you under your armpits and set you down like a child.
Eee. Again.
Whee!
Oh, definitely gonna do that. Okay. And maybe he's gonna be okay. That check is literally destined to succeed. All of you, with the help of Faradir, are able to make it down. You begin to step forward further into this chamber. It is a fairly well carved, massive chamber. You can tell that whatever this waterfall was, really did a number on the architecture in this room. It is a massive feature of the natural power of water. You can, as you begin to step forward, you can see the tower itself has fallen in on its backside and is currently mostly leaning against the far wall. That seems to just be this open, massive chasm. In all honesty, it's probably a couple 100 feet long, and just seems to descend further and further into the cave section. The drop there is probably, you're looking at maybe 100 feet or so. But there is some natural rockfall that seems to partially be the cause of the collapse of the tower that does create almost like a loose pebbly bridge that connects to the other half of this chasm. And you can see a doorway is currently set into stone.
Okay. Can we hear anything beyond the door?
You would have to cross the loose pebbly bridge. So
right.
yeah, so the tower is pretty much right next to the loose pebbly bridge. So yeah, where do you guys want to go?
I suppose we're gonna be going close to the tower first. That way, you check it out. At
Yeah.
least that's my vote.
Yeah, you head over to the tower first. Gamesh, go ahead and make me a history check with advantage.
Oh. Come on. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you begin to look over this really well broken tower. To really no luck, there's no visible signs of what this could have been to you at this point. Does anyone else want to help? Do you want Seer to help?
Sure. Seer's better at helping.
Gamesh, do you want Seer to help?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with advantage again. As Seer comes over to try to help you find some bits.
Oh my gosh.
Was
Um,
not meant to be.
yeah,
Yeah.
even with I was gonna give you Seer's history plus, so technically it's an 8. Uh, does not really help you though.
It's still
It's still a
it
natural
went
failure.
from a 6-7 to 2-8. So then regardless, it's whatever.
Yeah.
No information for me.
Even Seer is really of no help. From the looks of it, though, this tower is broken beyond belief. Its stone is so cracked and broken, there's no way to even get inside at this point. It is a crumbling ruin. Um, I'd say the most that you're able to get um, is that most likely this is an ancient building. Um, Definitely pre-kingdom is the most I will give you. Anything else? So, the tower has been explored.
Yep.
You wish to cross the path?
Can I see how like sturdy the bridge is before we cross?
Make make an investigation check, actually. It's pretty loose. From what you can tell, these are very loose boulders that just collapsed in over the centuries. Um, you can tell that there is evidence that there was probably not a natural, there was probably a man-made bridge here at one point, but it no longer exists, or is no longer fully functional at all. Um, and most likely, there will be a check to crossing this loose, pebbly rockiness. You could easily see yourself going off either side, and just tumbling down 100 feet or so. So you'd probably want to be careful.
I sprint across. No.
So, how do you wish to cross this?
Um. And how
Slowly.
far is it?
It's pretty
Does it go past
long.
my dark vision?
It's about 35 feet.
35 feet. And Boric said, how stable was it?
There will definitely be checks to crossing this.
Should I cast magic? So is it just like a little ravine or like?
Um, Essentially, imagine a space that a waterfall has been pushing through for the past 700 years, probably more. In all
Oh,
honesty, the waterfall no longer exists at this point, but it's like the Grand Canyon. Like it's 100 feet down, and you would be sliding the
oh,
whole time. And if
Okay.
you
I
did not
think
save, you would go tumbling over yourself.
I
It's
think the lightest people should go first so that we aren't like wearing it away to start off with. Because, like,
Um,
if Faraday went first, she's probably the heaviest. That's going to be, like, breaking it down a lot faster.
Uh,
But if we go, like, lightest to heaviest, it might last longer.
Laura, evens or odds?
Evens?
Hey, okay. Continue on.
I don't like that. I don't like what you just did. I heard a little dice roll, and I don't approve. Anyway,
Well-
back to my science.
back to the science.
I'm not totally sure if it'll work, but in the way I'm thinking about it, it makes sense to me at least.
That's
To
all
put
that
the-
matters.
To put the least amount of strain on it first. Because if, like, all else fails, I can probably climb across. It'll take me a bit, but I could do it.
Um. All right.
I think Seer can fly, can't she? Like, she can cast fly if she has it prepared. I assume she would have probably prepared it, knowing we were going here.
I don't know. Are there? Oh well, we're underground. Can I cast animate objects?
Definitely. I will say plenty of boulders. Plenty.
Yeah. So I should be able to have enough for everyone. Faraday just might have to hold on a little tighter because she'll probably be kind of big, but enough for every. I'll have to probably send one back to get somebody, or bet he can ride with me on mines. And
This is a much better place.
yeah, I was wondering if I wanted to do that, but yeah, I'll go ahead and do animate objects.
Okay. Easy enough. From now on, crossing this is so easy.
Magic, baby!
Magic.
I didn't think about spells because I don't have any. I just got my hands, my gloves.
And then I'm also going to convert sorcery points back into a fifth level spell slot.
Okay.
And then I'm going to convert my first levels into sorcery points.
Got it. Replacing all those sorcerer points.
I told you I don't have any first level spells, so my first
Yeah.
level spell slots are just extra sorcery points.
Love to see it. Okay. So, with that, you easily are able to cross to the other side. With no checks, you find yourselves standing or walking up to a massive door. You see it's almost carved into the solid stone and is very ornamental and similar to the tower. Do any of you wish to make a history check?
Why not?
Statistically, I have to roll good.
I rolled
Gamesh,
so
you have
good.
advantage as well.
Yay! Because today I got my one that. Oh, wow!
Consistent.
I'm gonna say Seer is probably helping you at this point, so I'm just gonna add her history mod onto yours. So make that a 16.
Okay.
Seer helps you points out to you, which is a very big help. The familiarity between the tower, this door, and other structures you've seen that belong to Graylin.
Oh, okay. Wait. Hold up. Could this possibly be? Uh, oh, what's the place called?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry, you'll know when I find it. um, so many goddamn notes.
I figure I can probably. Is it okay if I show you a map?
That's cool. It
This
is.
is the area that you've just traversed through. Except there is no water.
Nice. This is awesome.
Am I correct in vaguely remembering this?
Yes, you are.
Was this the one shot we did?
It was. Because
Quinn
remember,
1.0.
remember when we were trying to trying to find the angle of a triangle, the hypotenuse. You're like, but it's this long, so how?
Trigonometry.
Yeah, we were doing too much. So,
So,
if I'm not mistaken, this might be the ruins of, was it Barlina? Because they were, if I'm not mistaken, they were part of the
Barlina was on
Never.
another continent.
That was okay. Hold up. Don't worry, I'll find it.
Okay. Um, but you do recognize this to be a artifact of Greylands. A lot of these structures here have now long been torn away. The tower barely stands. The bridge is gone. Doorway is still intact. The passageway is open to you all. Do you descend further in?
I see no reason to stop.
Let's go.
Okay. You go further and further in. The cave is, at this point, fairly tall. There is really no height hindrance to any of you at this point, as it stretches high above you. You soon find yourselves coming up to what looks to be some sort of door structure, currently partially recessed in. You can see edges of runes with almost like a permanent light currently edged onto them, as if these runes are currently permanently lit, keeping whatever this door is open. You can see a dark chamber fills before you all. Who is the first person in?
Hildal. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
I'll go.
I think you are correct.
Yeah, Hildal. That's the.
So, Faradir, you said you were the first?
Sure.
Are you walking into this chamber quietly?
Yes.
Make a stealth check.
Okay. Yeah, it's not bad.
Nice. Okay. Now that I found what I need to get back to my character sheet.
You begin to step over the partially open door, stepping into a fairly sizable chamber. You immediately hear like a soft sound of like almost snapping glass below your feet. With your dark vision, the texture of the ground in many of the spots within this room reminds you of obsidian glass. You can see what looks to be on your left side a massive shield of some type, standing some 20 feet tall with large iron spikes protruding out of it. You can see it is wrapped in different massive webs. You can see next to the shield are two ancient skeletons, mostly missing a lot of their bones that would tell you exactly what they are, but they remind you of giants in size. You see many of the bones are snapped and empty. Looking around the room, you can see a divot in the very center. With your passive perception, you note that it mostly looks to be as if some sort of face. This room was probably once filled with great amounts of magma, but it is still and quiet. There seems to be an open hole in the back wall that seems freshly carved, at least comparatively to the hall you just walked through. You also notice the massive amounts of webs currently all over the edges of the room, all the way up into the massive ceiling. With every few steps into the chamber, there is that snapping of glass, but also you feel your boots touching these webs and them vibrating as they go up. As you begin to inspect the ceiling as you just get in within the chamber, for a moment it is darkness as your dark vision eyes go to adjust and see what you can in the tops of this room. One thing you do see immediately is something hanging not but 15-20 feet above your head. You see a massive entity strung up by huge, thick bands of webbing. You see a long red, well, you can't see color, but you see a long beard. You see almost like obsidian armor. This kind of like, almost like black iron metal mixed with obsidian. You can see the texture there as well. You can see the entity is bloodied. This entity has been, I should not say entity. This giant has been beaten and has been bloodied. And there are points where you can see pieces of their skin have been taken off. You can see
my.
gruesome marks of torture. And you see the eyes, two red, molten, fiery fire giant eyes open and stare right at you, Faradir.
I'm sorry, that probably sounded so bad.
You see they're
Oh,
Oh,
currently,
I love it!
you see instant recognition as they see you in the darkness. You see they try to move their arms. You see the tensile strength of these webs, almost like iron chains around their arms. They try and move slightly to no avail. You hear in giant, "Young Goliath." A whisper partially begins to echo up the rest of the cave. "Hurry, please, cut me loose. Please, hurry, hurry. I don't want to be here anymore." You see,
Oh yeah, if I can, I'm gonna go forward, like, transfixed by seeing a giant.
okay. Take a few more
Alright,
steps.
She went in here by herself, so
Sorry.
so you're fine. I was just making sure.
Yeah, you take a few more steps into the chamber to get right below them. They're still, fairly high up. They're 20 feet high in the air, currently just wrapped in all this webbing. And as you take a few steps, you see the giant has fiery tears emanating from their eyes as this giant is scared. You
I
know
have never
giants.
Never seen that in my life playing Dungeons and Dragons. Someone just picked.
You know giants. Fire giants are fully evil creatures. They're not nice, typically.
Yeah.
To see one crying and begging you to save it is something
Low.
you've never seen before.
That's an all-time low for a fire
Never
giant.
seen a fire giant, but definitely haven't seen a fire giant like this. I've seen like paintings and stuff of them, but they never look like this.
This is his natural.
Yeah.
As he's speaking, um, you see him say, "Please," and then you see his mouth moves and no words come out. And he stops speaking. And you see his eyes get really big. What are you doing there? You hear a slightly feminine voice echo across the room. Don't think I don't see you.
I'll look over.
You look into the dark ceiling of the room. You see nothing. You just hear a voice. Actually, what is your dark vision?
60.
Okay, yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna like quickly try to take out my battle axe and slice through some of this webbing.
You go, put a hand on your battle axe and take it off. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And you begin to see what looks to be long spider legs begin to slowly make themselves known inside the range of your dark vision. You see a massive pincer at the tail end of a spider body, but where you would typically expect a large, eight-eyed face, you see armor, as you see white hair and a slender, beautiful female drow body on top of a spider. I'd put your axe back if I were you. No need for you to join him. At this point, you can all hear this voice.
I will start making my way in then.
Okay.
Yep, I'll go into.
I'm not gonna like. I'm just like not moving. I'm not putting my axe away, but I'm not gonna try to cut the webs yet.
Ah,
Even though I want to.
more friends. Welcome to my lair. You see the spidery legs continue to make their way downwards. Gamesh, you feel a hand in yours. What is this? As you hear Senti speaks into your ear. She can't see.
Spider lady.
Do I know what this is?
Make a history check. Most likely not, though. Hey. You've probably, specifically your parents, most likely told you legends, and most of the legends in this fantastical world happen to be true. You've heard tell of Drow, whose fanaticism to the spider goddess Lolth goes above and beyond the normal extent. And you know that Lolth often will turn some of her most respected subjects into twisted forms of themselves. known as Driders.
Ah, that's the word.
And judging by the fact that there is a sphere of silence currently around this fire giant, you assume this one is fairly proficient. It's always nice to get guests in my lair. I don't usually expect so many, but I'll take the company. You beat his. And she looks downward as she kind of makes her way off to the right side of the room, getting a clearer vision of Faradir and the side of the giant that she wants, but not getting any closer.
I'm gonna take a small step closer to the giant.
What
I-
brings Ganesh?
Oh. I was going to tell Seer that she could probably light up the room now using the stone.
Okay. Yeah, Seer will do that then. She will light up the room. Ah, thank you for the light. What brings so many of you here? At this point, within the full range of actual light, you can see this room is a spider nest. The entire ceiling is littered with webs, as is most of the rest of the room. Traversing this room will be going through webs. This is
Ash.
her lair.
Unless Fireball.
I don't think anyone knows Fireball.
We all know Fireball.
You know, it's a D&D staple. Once you
Yeah.
reach level 5, you get Fireball.
Yeah, but
Every
your party
matter
does
if
not
you
have
can-
it.
It doesn't matter if you can cast magic or not.
I think the only person who might have it, and it's probably not a good sign, is probably Senti.
I don't, can't
I don't think
think
druids can get it
They can't, but
unless you're a fire druid.
I know Seer doesn't have it.
Yeah, I know for a fact. Yeah, she's
A
like-
wizard who doesn't have Fireball.
Yeah. She has Thunderwave.
To be fair, I'm a sorcerer without shield.
That's true.
I mean, you don't really need it. So.
I imagine if I had it though.
Oh man. What would that be? Like a 20, 23 AC?
Currently, it'd be a 22.
22. That'd be good.
It's one better than what I have.
Yeah. All of these hypothetical worlds that we live in.
Well, didn't you just get magical armor, Belric?
Yep, finally to a +2.
So wait, so what's your armor class at now?
21.
I thought it was already at 21.
Nope, it was at just
Uh.
20 then. Because I got plate mail +2, that's 20. I have the defense fighting feat, so that's 21.
Oh, huh. Okay.
Yeah, you can't
Would
have
be
a
higher
shield.
if I had a shield. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a shield even higher.
Yeah.
Oh, you had one.
No, I never had one.
No, because he has the great axe.
Why do I keep feeling like, okay, yeah. I don't know why I always thought he had a shield.
I think it's because I've probably thought that as well, and I might have said stuff in combat, like describing an action.
Okay,
Like,
I was like, man.
yeah. I don't know why, because
I
like he's two-handing a weapon. I'm like, I don't know why it wouldn't.
Yeah, it
So
kind of doesn't make sense if I had a shield, but since I'm all like defensive, but didn't want to be too OP with my AC.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, go for it. I understand though.
I mean, Graham rolls a lot of above 20s to hit, so
Sometimes.
Yeah, but never against me. It feels like I never get hit most of the time.
Honestly,
that's because he just doesn't try to hit you anymore.
well, I don't know what it is, but high AC people, I can't hit. Like, I'll roll godly for like normal people. Like, I'll hit Seer with like a 32 to hit, but anytime I roll against Belric, I can't hit him. It doesn't
and
make
you are like, does a
logically
27 hit you, Faraday? Yeah, 27 fucking hits.
logically it doesn't make sense. Like the other party, they have
Belric's just built different.
the other party is the same way. They have a person with like 23 AC if they want to.
Yeah, honestly, another campaign, I mean, it's the same exact way. Every time the DM rolls and he gets high to hit that person, never hit, I mean, and never hits because they never get high enough. But when you get like this again, when you get to the 30s, my character just gets smacked the fuck down constantly. I'm like, can you hit him a couple of times? You know, miss me once, just once, and I appreciate it.
It's
Beginning of the combat,
20
already down to
AC
half
is the best
HP.
AC because somehow DMs can never hit it.
Oh no, that character had 23 though.
Yeah, if you go higher than a 22 AC, then you're a real target.
In the Friday
You
game
only
I'm
get
in, I think I have the lowest AC at 21. Because everyone's AC is bonkers.
Damn. Is it all artificers?
No, we have one artificer, but also the DM does a thing where you can learn class features from other classes, like some class features. So I think
Ooh.
everyone has the defensive fighting style. So like that's an automatic +1, and then
Shields.
the artificer just like makes a bunch of armors and stuff. So everyone has like the highest armor they can have,
Damn.
Oh, nice.
and then can get like bonuses onto them sometimes. I might be
love
the
it.
second lowest. Someone might have a 20.
Gotta love
Yeah,
it.
it's great.
But yeah, so back to the game. The Drider speaks again. So, tell me, why so many guests in my lair? And definitely people who don't belong here. What brings you down into the dark?
Would you believe me if I told you vacation?
No.
Worth a shot. Um. We're here due to the internal conflict of the Drow.
Oh. What an interesting reason to be here then. Well, it might behoove you to know. She looks at Faradir. This, fire giant here is working with the, Drow rebels.
Mm.
If I were you, little lady, I would not free him.
I want
He
an insight check. Is
deserves
she lying to
his
me?
fate. Make an insight check. You read her face. She looks like she's not lying. She seems very forthright in this information. Either by wanting to keep her very large meal, or just wanting to tell you the truth. And you can tell that she dislikes him. She's
And
been
the Drow
punishing him.
rebels are bad, right? Do we know if they're bad?
This is political. Isn't really. So
Are they
I
the
gotta.
ones who attacked the king?
No, those are males. So these would be the rebels then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the rebels
So we
attacked the king.
We don't like. Oh, the rebels attacked the king.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a
Hmm.
question.
Yeah.
This is will be more of an out of character. I guess this be understanding of the situation.
So
Uh, this is about the Drow War specifically.
yeah.
Um, from what the conversations and we've had with NPCs, what would be the best outcome out of this for the rebels to come out victorious, or for their uh uh original matriarchy to come out on top?
That so that was a main thing. That's definitely a main thing that a lot of the political people are thinking about. You know, I believe it was like Bernard. He's totally anti-Drow. He was rooting for the rebels most likely. Like a lot of people, political people, they don't care for the Drow. They don't care for Lolth, an evil goddess,
Right.
and they're kind of rooting either way. Nothing will. They expected nothing would have happened if the fanatical Drow who worship fire, these branded Drow, won. Nothing would have happened. That they would have taken over the cities, Drow society would have changed for the better, or maybe it would have been worse, but trade would have kept flowing.
Okay.
The fact that the attacks on the king happened took everyone by surprise.
All right. So this is why they're interested directly now. Okay. Cool.
Yes, because at first they saw the rebels as just rebels, that they were overthrowing the religion and the matriarchs. But clearly something else is going on.
Right. It's bled out from internal to external.
Yeah, they attempted to assassinate the king for who
Okay.
knows why. They could be working with a foreign power, like the Minks are on the move, like a lot of people seem to believe. But who knows? The Underdark has been at war with itself for about the past 10 years. No one has really been able to look into it because 5 years ago, the war with the Minks ended. It's been 5 years of peace where things have been trying to get back to normal.
Okay.
So this is, no one has fully been able to even investigate what is going on down here. No one does too much. There is trade with the surface, the closer to the surface Drow for weapons, and that was it.
Cool.
See, now I'm conflicted.
Well,
It's
at the end of
like
but
the
still,
giant, but
how does
like,
Fair feel though?
but like, this is a giant, and she likes giants, and she's never met a fire giant. But also, he's working with the presumably bad guys.
Like, put it this way though.
Bad guys?
This
Question mark.
this perspective of like the rebels. This doesn't mean the rebels are necessarily evil. It just means that
We just don't know why they tried to kill the king.
exactly. So, but this fire giant may not have even known that happened. There's, that's hard to say.
There are things that you can ask this Drider to alleviate some of your concerns, but from what she says, he is part of the problem. He is working with the.
And on this one, I'ma let you say something, Laura, because this is your thing.
Yeah, this is a giant in trouble.
And, Gamesh is gonna support you regardless of what you choose.
Okay, I'm gonna look to the drow. How long has he been here?
This one came stumbling into my lair about 3 weeks ago. He was scouting with some others. They were attempting to, well, apparently I've layered in a very interesting place to them. Sadly inactive, but still interesting to them. And she gives an evil eye down to the fire giant.
Okay, I'll look over to the giant. Do you know of the attack on the king on the surface?
The fire giant, who's still silenced at this point, kind of like
Yeah.
partially tries to look
Looking
up
for like a
on his
move of the
blind
head.
spot. You see, he kind of looks into his blind spot to try to see where the Drider is, but he has no movement of his head. You can, at this point, with the light, this giant is fully, his entire back is encased in webbing. There are thick strands around his wrist and his fingertips. His fingers are held open by webs. His feet also are currently like well tied, almost like chains around his ankles. There's a lot around his stomach, some around his neck, but a lot of it is centered around like the back of his head, and his whole back is just sucked into these webs to just be as stationary as possible. So we can't see the Drider. You see he kind of just shakes his head a little bit since he cannot speak at this point.
Does it seem like he's telling the truth?
Make an insight check. 12.
Not great.
You get the sense he probably is. He probably didn't know.
All right, I'm gonna try to slice some of the webbing.
Ooh.
But
Take-
I'm gonna try and make it look like I'm about to attack him, but then slice the webbing to try and catch the Drider off guard.
The second, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna
The-
try and re-roll that, even though
Okay.
my Indomitable never works. It worked! It worked! The first time it's worked! It's
You
not lower!
feel as you take a step forward, as you are going, you're raising your axe, taking a step forward. He is still 20 feet up, just so you know. As you were even making the
Hit some
movement,
at the bottom.
as you're making the movement to go and do this, she immediately releases a hold person spell on you. Immediately she goes, "Not my meal!" As you are attempted to be held, you break out of it. Go ahead, make an attack roll. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. That hits the web. Roll damage.
For once, I'm actually using this two-handed, so it does a d10. Wow, a solid 9!
9. Okay.
I don't think I've used a two-handed weapon at all yet.
Oh, dang, yeah.
Yeah. You take your battle axe. You have decent reach, and just slam it into a section of web around one of his hands, and immediately you pull and pull. Your axe is slightly stuck. It cut a little bit into the web, but it is now currently stuck. You immediately hear her say,
Cool.
"You are just like those rebels, serving entities you don't even understand." And she pulls out her longbow. I'm gonna need initiative.
She's not wrong. We don't know shit about anyone or anything. But I'm giving this guy benefit of the doubt.
We need tokens.
You should. Oh yeah, we will go back to that
Okay.
map.
Cool.
Hey, I'm getting into it.
On a roll now.
Stall initiative for me.
Hell yeah. Hey, it could be a 0.
I was just about to say that.
Yep. Only one better.
Graham, are you excited to play 4 characters for initiative? Or for battle?
He's like, who do you mean? There's
They all get stuck in webs immediately.
Oh no! How unfortunate.
Hey, look. That's an environmental method to keeping them out the battle. I like it.
Yeah.
So if we lose guys, that means all our friends die.
Yeah, no pressure.
None at all.
Let me do this.
Big.
Yeah, she is a large creature, technically. She ain't no small. Okay, that is that. So Fairdude, you're actually the first one in the initiative. You catch her off guard as the um spell fails on you, the hold person. You are first to go.
Okay, how far away is she from me?
At this point, she's still trying to stay away from the fire giant to not be in the sphere of darkness. Actually, it would have faded because she tried to cast another concentration spell. Um, so at this point, she's probably about 40 feet off to the side. And she's still about,
Hmm.
honestly, like 40 feet up.
Okay. I will move. Like, is this difficult terrain, I would assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just move the full 15 feet up to her, and I'll pull out my. I'm assuming I can't get my battle axe out, right? Not at the moment.
Currently, it's stuck in webs. You can
Okay,
try to
cool.
make an athletics check to pull it out.
Would that be my action?
I'm going to say it's a bonus action.
Do I want to use a bonus action for that? Or for something else? I'm gonna bonus action this. I never get to use this rune, so I might as well. And pull out my longbow, my newly enchanted longbow. And I'll leave my battle axe where it is for now.
Okay.
So some stormy clouds sort of just cover over my eyes like a little mask. And then I will attempt to shoot her.
Okay. Misses.
Oh, wow. Wow. God damn.
Oh god, I'm gonna let myself re-roll that last one.
There you go.
28? I hope hit.
28 does hit.
Just hit.
5. Minimum damage.
5 damage.
Wow, I'm so effective. At long range.
Yup. Any return?
That's all my things. Not wasted an action surge on this shit.
Gamesh.
Alright, main action stones durability.
Okay.
Get my AC up. Then I'm going to quicken spell. Melts minute meteors.
Ooh.
this.
So the take that spell slot off. Okay. So I'm sending 2 meteors her way. So I need 2 dexterity saving throws.
Dex saving throws. Got it. Failure.
And I don't have my reaction back till
Success.
next turn,
It's an
right?
18. Your reaction?
Yeah.
I think you
'Cause
had
I
it.
just used
I-
it to
No,
reroll
you-
something.
So technically, I think it comes back at the start of your turn.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So the first one that was a failure, she's taking 5 fire and 7 force. And then one more. This one she's the one she passed. So then she's taking 4 points of fire damage. And I don't know how the fire reacts to the webs. I don't know if it does anything, but it's the only thing I
It's only
got.
targeting her. It kind of blasts across her body. You see minor webs are currently like singed around her, but this room has been her lair for a while. It's pretty stable. You'd have to
Oh, yeah,
actively start
yeah.
aiming towards some webs to get it down.
That's cool. Yeah, so 16 points of damage in total, I think it was. So not bad. I'll separate from the group a little bit so we're not grouped up. I'll go that difficult terrain, I guess 15.
Okay.
Then that'll be it.
She is on her turn. She's going to fire 3 times, all 3 of them towards Faradir.
Rude. I can't imagine why she'd do that.
You damn big girl.
21,
Yeah.
22, and a 21 to
No.
hit.
The 22 doesn't hit, but the 2 21s do.
22 is specifically the number that does.
22.
Yeah, I'm immune to those actually.
Yeah, my AC is 22, 24, 6, and 8.
Yeah.
So 9 points of piercing damage, 4 points of poison damage for the first attack, 4 points of piercing
Okay.
damage, 4 points of poison damage for the second attack, 7 points of piercing, 1 point of poison for the last attack.
Cool.
You see this longbow in her hands just radiates 3 shots dipped in probably her own poison. And as they hit into your armor, you can feel the sting of poison into your skin, into your system, and it hurts. You couldn't just leave well enough alone. Balric.
Yep, I guess I'll also move around to get some distance between everyone, and then I'll cast Ice Storm on her.
Nice.
Okay. Dex saving throw.
Belric pulling out the big maneuvers.
That's just a success.
Ah,
Oof.
So she's
Good
only going to take
damage.
6 points of cold damage. As you send the ice storm her way, you see with all the webbing, she's able to kind of move away from it and partially get out of the way of the freezing ice that you send in her direction, but you can still see the chill down her body. She's still looking pretty good. End of your go, Belric?
Yep, and also the 20 feet around her is also difficult terrain now till start of my turn or end of my turn next turn.
Okay. Yeah, so it's still difficult terrain.
And now it's difficult terrain for her too.
Yeah. Okay. Faradir again.
Okay. So, how far away am I now?
You kind of ran up closer to her. She's only 40 feet up, so you're probably at this point with the rest of your movement, you probably just get underneath her.
Within melee or?
She's
with
40 feet up in
DI?
the air.
Unfortunate. Okay.
Yeah, she's not leaving
I'll
her
move-
high up nest.
I'll get right up underneath her.
Okay.
It's not like I got anything else to do. And I'll just try and shoot again. This time. See, I want to giant might, but also I can only do that twice. Oh Jesus! There's a dog on my foot. Okay, I'll giant might. I'll get large. Give myself some extra damage,
Okay.
and then try to shoot her again. Cool.
20
So 20
hits.
hit? Ooh. Okay. Not terrible. Ah! Hate it here. And I'll save my reaction in case I needs it. That's all I got.
Okay. Ganesh.
I did more damage than last time.
Alrighty. This time, as my action, I'm going to cast Aghanazar's Scorcher. I could have swore I had this up here. I'm gonna upcast this at 4th level.
Okay.
Oh, I roll so bad. No, those are decent.
Oh, she saves. She keeps getting 18s.
That's cool. Well, then she takes 8 points of fire.
Oh yeah.
And then this is a 30-foot line, so I guess any of the webs along the way.
Did you? So she's 40 foot up.
Oh, she's 40 feet up.
Yeah. Do you
can I
have?
Can I jump?
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
Do you have? Can you jump 10 feet up?
What's the standing jump rules?
Probably not. Probably not.
What's your strength?
Oh, it's only a 12.
You can.
It's
Let's
probably
see.
not. It's okay then. If that's the case, then I probably wouldn't have done that then.
3 plus your strength mod. So yeah, you can jump 5 feet up.
Yeah.
Rip.
And even then, it's still 4. You being nice. It's okay. I was.
Actually,
I
only
wouldn't
half
count
that
that.
distance, 2.5 feet, actually, because you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because it didn't run. Yeah. Well, to start this off then. Bonus action to send 2 more meteors her way.
Okay.
So 2 more deck. Well, I guess you could say the 18 then.
Okay. And the second deck save, it's gonna pass 2.
Okay, cool. 1, 2. So yeah, 4 and then 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
I have 2 meteors left. Do I want to do this?
Do it.
Alright. Main action. I need her to make I think this is going to be a Constitution save. Because I'm casting Flesh to Stone.
Hey.
Yeah. She fails. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah. She got a
18.
13.
AC 18. So, all right. On fail save, she is restrained for now, but she is not stone yet as her flesh begins to harden.
Okay.
And then she must make more Constitution saves at the beginning of her turn, I think. At the end of each of her turns, she must make another Constitution save. When she gets 3 successes, the spell's over. She's broken free. If she gets 3 failures, then she's petrified.
Okay. On her turn, she uses an action. She's going to dispel magic.
Oh,
She's going to upcast this
Wait,
as well as a
But
fourth
she's
level.
restrained.
that doesn't mean she
Can't we not? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of paralyzed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
paralyzed,
can.
yeah.
She just can't move, right?
And attacks have advantage. And
Yeah.
Can Seer counterspell from her position even though she's revved up?
Well, what level spell is this?
It's a 6th level spell.
She can only upcast it at a 4th level, so she still has to roll.
Come on, come on, come on. 16.
Yeah, she doesn't make it. She rolled a 4.
Yes.
Yeah, doesn't do anything. Belric. Oh, and she has to make a save.
Yep.
She makes it.
Okay, that's 1 success.
Yeah, I'll just cast a Moonbeam on her.
Auto
Nice
fail.
job.
Nice.
Auto fail.
Oh.
Oh damn. Oh no, it's not an auto fail then. It's a Constitution save. She auto fails dex saves and strength saves.
Disadvantage. Oh, it's a con. Oh, yeah, con save. Didn't even realize.
Yeah, so straight.
Still
regular.
fails.
Come on. I need this to work at least once.
Yeah, end
The
of
whole thing.
Belric's. Faradir.
All right, let's keep on shooting her.
And this time you have advantage.
Hey, maybe I'll hit more than once.
Wow.
I am throwing away this longbow. It's so bad. I hate it.
It's okay. You have 2 more. Okay.
19
Worst weapon
Just
ever invented.
hits. Her AC is 19.
Good to know. I did good damage there at least.
Jesus.
Ah!
Misses. Yeah, you get 1 good hit
did.
in there. And she's looking hurt. She's looking a little bloody.
I'm gonna
Um,
re-roll that last one.
okay.
Aha!
Hits.
Nice. There you go.
8.
It's
Um,
the half damage of the of the other one.
Yeah. Gamesh.
I'm gonna send as a bonus action. I'm gonna send my last 2 meteors. She auto fails because she's restrained.
Yep.
For 6 and 8, so 14 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
And for an action, I'll just say, I got this one from a Medusa. And that's it.
Okay. You do hear the fire giant. He's no longer silenced. He hasn't been. Cut me down as soon as you can. I'll help. On her go, one last try. She's gonna try and dispel.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Fails again.
Yay!
She goes as you see she funnels more magic into the effect on herself. Fine, end this, and you can have my meal. At the end of her turn, she fails once
Alright,
on the turn to stone.
Oh yeah, she also takes damage from my moonbeam.
Yes.
Damn.
Oh, max
As the,
damage.
the
Nice.
radiant moonbeam keeps hitting her, she as it hits her, she goes, "Ah! Let me go now!" Bellard, your action.
How far away from the fire giant is from me?
He's 20 feet up. So if you get underneath him, you know, kind of basically 15 feet away.
Would I know if I've cut like the bottom web that will kind of like help him free him out?
If you cut you could probably reach the webs on his hands and his legs. And if you do it to his hands, he could probably just break himself out from there.
I got a little bit of one of his hands.
Yeah, there's an axe currently still in one of his hands. Like in his
Yeah.
hand webs.
Hands are stuck in there.
Yep. I'll run over and try and cut its hands free.
Okay. How are you doing so?
I'll just use my night song.
He's still 15 feet away, technically. Based on like you're just a medium creature. Do you want to use your tattoo?
You know what? Yeah, I'll just use my tattoo.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. That's the worst dice I've ever seen in my life. That hits.
What?
I'll show you all. Okay. Hitting right next to where the axe hit into, you free his one hand. You see the almost like iron-like chain of web around his wrist on that hand breaks free, and you see now he can like kind of maneuver his wrist a little bit at least, and he can potentially roll his own checks to try to get out the rest of the way. I'm just going to use this as his token for now.
I mean, that's a fire giant, so.
Yeah, it is technically. So, Tim, anything else, Belric? Do you want to aim? You're able to pull it back out now that you fully cut through that one, so you can try and attack again.
Wait, where is this token?
I just used
The fire giant that's
This
on
token.
the whole map in the little flag.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see it at first.
also. This is the dice I was talking about. It was specially made for me, I guess.
Is it a gummy bear?
It's a cinnamon gummy turned into a D6.
Okay, I was like, it looks
Huh.
kind of clumpy.
Oh, it's not
Interesting.
gummy. It's the wax of a baby bell. I have
Oh,
been
what?
corrected.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
interesting.
Of a baby
Um,
what?
Of a baby bell cheese.
Oh.
It's all wax. Put like a do that. Carve numbers into it. I'll use it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just very random. But Bellic, you have another attack. If you want to try and free his other arm, you can.
Beautiful.
It would give him an advantage on breaking out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Hits the other arm. It's close. You fray into the webs and are able to. Your weapon is a little bit stuck. And it's going to take a bonus action to try to rip it out. But that web on his other arm is partially broken now. Do you want to get your weapon out?
I can't because I used my tattoo as a bonus action.
Right, okay. And if your go into Faradir.
Longbow!
Yeah, you have advantage. Hits. Okay.
She's still up.
Yeah. Hits. You fire one arrow into her chest. See, blood emanates out of her mouth. Stop. Yes. You. The other arrow goes into her neck as she dies.
And she immediately turns to stone. Yay!
And her body turns to stone, stuck in her own webs. A giant statue of a Drider.
Cool.
All right. But on that note, guys, I need to go. I'm extremely tired.
Okay,
I've been up since 1:30.
you're good. So I'm just gonna say, as that happens, she dies. The fire giant rips out. You see their arms go free. They take all the webs on their neck and back of their head and rip that off as well. And they go tumbling face first into the ground. You see they grab some stones and he chucks one right against the webs at his feet and just tears right through a large portion of webs. And with that, he pulls his other leg out of the web. And he stands fully tall, the fire giant. You see, he grabs a couple more boulders and throws it through a lot of her webs on the bottom side of her layer, essentially clearing out the whole bottom of her layer as best as he can. With that, you see he goes over to the wall, just grabs that large shield that is currently held up against the wall, just grabs that, rips it out of a lot of the webbing. Thank you, Goliath and allies. I was worried I was going to die there. Come. Follow me. I'll take you to Volthanida.
Do we know what that is?
That is a Drow city.
Yeah, I think Alder also. Oh, I think Alder Killian said we should not go there too.
We should probably not go there.
I insist. You saved my life. I want to make sure you survive in the New World Order.
I don't want to make a decision like that with nobody else here.
Well, as he says that, we can end the session there. So you can make it next time.
Okay, cool.
You have a decision to make.
Yeah, I like this guy and for literally no reason other than he's a giant, but I don't know if we would have just waltzed into a city of Drow. I don't think that's a great idea.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna end the session there.